So if you're doing this for the first time, it's not that difficult. All you really need is a 12 millimeter, 10 millimeter, flat screwdriver or something to pry with, something small. A small screwdriver too, it'll work, but something very thin so you can get in between panels and pop the clips out. Small Phillips head screwdriver, because there's a couple screws on top of the dashboard that the windshield makes it hard to put a full-size screwdriver through. I use a drill for Phillips to take off all the Phillips, and then if you are not removing the steering wheel, you will need some kind of cutting tool. I use this one to cut that little strip underneath the dashboard. But if it's already cut, or if you're not cutting it and you're just removing the steering wheel, then you won't need this. That's it. Oh, and if you plan on doing a double din, make sure you keep these. These are the stock radial mounts. Those are useful for double dins.
Okay guys, let's get started. So first you need to remove the glove box and get all those Phillips screws out of there. There's about 4 of them. And then once you get those out of the way, then you get access to all the 10 millimeter bolts down there.
All right, so taking off a dash is pretty simple. So you got a couple bolts. As far as 10 millimeter bolts, you have one right there, one right here, one right there. You gotta take off all these Phillips heads. So you got these bolts. You'll take off an inner tray right here. There's 4 screws. Okay, so under the passenger side dash, there's 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one's right back there. And then that releases the airbag. Next thing I like to do is take off the airbag. So it's just popping in a screwdriver on the side and pop it up. You want to try not to mess up your dash too much. And just pop all the clips. Once it's all popped up, you can pull it out towards you. Just don't dig too much into it, because it will kind of like indent the foam if you do it too hard. Once I have it off, you can just pop it up easily.
And all you want to do is pull it up and towards you. It should start to slide out easily. Okay, now this center console has 2 Phillips screws on the bottom. Then you just insert the screwdriver to the top corners and you pop it out. And then same thing with the center speaker cover. And unscrew the top. I'm going to show you the center speaker cover a little bit slower in a different clip, just because that has a tendency to break easily. Also, that center cover, when you pull it off, make sure you take off the hazard signal light, otherwise it will break off.
This next part is something you want to be very careful with. It's got clips there, there, and then it's got a guide clip back there. So what you need to do is you'll get a screwdriver, you'll put it right here, preferably a small one. I forgot my little one today. So you put it right there and you pop that clip, you just by twisting it, not by pulling it, by twisting it. So you pop it in there and twist. And in the back, you want to make sure to pop it in there and twist. And that way the whole thing comes out together, so you don't break any of these edges or the back. So I got this 2 started. So again, grab my fingers back there and push back as I pop this one. And then you can cut right here and then just pop it, twisting the screwdriver. There you go. It popped free. And I can just pull it straight out and it comes off. Again, depending on how delicate or how much time you have, 2 screws, pop that off, disconnect from the back. That speaker, I usually don't use it, so you can either twist it and take it off or just cut the wires. I usually just cut the wires and take the speaker off afterwards. It makes it quick and simple. That center speaker, again, it can get stuck, but you just twist it and then pull it off and it comes off. This button right here is from the faceplate, that emergency light switch. It's usually good to keep it together, but as you can see, somebody removed it before I got to it, so they broke it off instead of just unclipping it. So I'm just gonna keep this, put it back in the button, see if I can JB weld it back together, and it should be good. And then that's it. As long as you got the airbag off, this side is actually loose now. Time for it to go the other side. On this side, it really depends on how much you really want to do. You do gotta take off this. So you got 1 bolt, another one down here on this side. You gotta take these 2 off. And then these 2 Phillips. Once you take this off, there's a metal plate on the bottom. There's 4 more bolts. You're gonna go ahead and pop this off, again, gently. So once this one comes off, I'm gonna pop that off. And then you could remove the steering wheel if you want to. I don't usually do that. I'll show you in a bit what I do instead. That covers off. Okay, so there's that one bolt, two bolts. What was that? I thought there was one more. Okay, never mind. And then 3, 4 down there. And then what I actually do is, oh, it looks like somebody already did it. This is a replace dash actually, because I'll show you just a bit. So if you can see, once you remove this, okay, there's usually this plastic that goes all the way across, but somebody already cut it, which means this is a dashboard off of another car, which is great. So I don't have to remove. Now I can just put this all the way down and then actually lift the dashboard over the driver's over the column. However, some people say you can just remove this. Some people actually unbolt the column, those 4 bolts down there, unbolt it and drop it. And I think I'm gonna do that just to make it easier. Okay, so this gauge pod is also very tricky. So again, it can get stuck because of oils and stuff back here. So just make sure that you put a screwdriver back here in between it and just twist, and then over here in the front. And then I actually just found a little hairline crack right there. Ugh. Oh well, I'm still gonna take this dash. I'm gonna fiberglass the bottom anyway, so it should be good. So now just take off the 4 Phillips for the gauge cluster. So hopefully you know how to remove some clips. However, if you don't, to remove the gauge cluster, it's just these 3 clip-on wires. You just press on that center clip and pull out. And yes, they're gonna be stuck. You have to wiggle them, pull and wiggle until they come out. The last 2 bolts holding this thing in is that one right there, and then that stud. Now this stud can be tricky because from factory they like tighten the hell out of it, and so what happens is the plastic actually gets kind of like welded or melted onto the stud. So you actually bring a screwdriver from up top, jam it all the way back, and then just twist it, jam it in there and twist it, and it'll pop free, and then you'll be able to kind of pull it off that stud. Okay, so look, for me, it did get stuck on there still. So like you can see, it's stuck on there. You have to kind of like, see how it's stuck on there? So what I'm gonna do, take a Phillips head, or sorry, flathead, jam it all the way back there. Just get it between and pop it out. Okay, go this way. All you're trying to do is pop that out. I might have to use my other longer flathead. So now it's popped, it'll come off. And there you go. Now you should be able to just pull the whole thing right off. Again, I'm gonna undo those bolts in the bottom of the steering column, drop the column to make it easier to pull out. 2 bolts are out, but you're saying, wait, how am I gonna put it in at home? Well, to do it at home, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take off these. Okay, so you're gonna take off this. You're gonna take off your turn signal and your wipers, and then that'll make the column easier to move up and down as well, and it'll give you more room. So once you take the 4 screws off, because there's 4, so there's those 2, there's 1 right there, okay, and then don't worry about that one, but worry about that one right there. That's the 4th one. Okay, that other one just kind of holds onto this thing, which is fine, but then that'll be free up. All you got to do is pull it off these little clips right there, and then if you need it, take it. If you don't, toss it the back. You do need to remove these. If I remember correctly, you just push a button. Yep. Okay, so you push this little button right here. It's black, so you can barely see it. Push that in on both sides. So there's the other side on top, right there. Push it in, and it comes out easily. Again, if you need them, pop it off. Okay. And the last 2 bolts to drop the column is this one and that one. and then this whole column will drop down. Again, at home, you don't need to do that. That's it. And that is it. Now it's actually free. Okay, sometimes it gets stuck on the back of the AC. And then also, don't forget about this, especially if it has this. There's usually a plug back here, so you gotta make sure to unplug that. There you go. Oh, aside from this, there's also this little guy. Now, people always forget it just because it's small and hidden. All you do is twist it, pull it out, and that's it. If yours is broken or doesn't have it, you can go ahead and take that. Otherwise, just take that off, and now it's free to go. Now it's free. And I just pull it off. Simple. Now, it took me around 30 minutes, but that was because I was recording. Usually, it's about 15 to 20 to take it off. Installing, I kind of work a little slower just because I want to make sure everything's put on right. But if yours is cracked, it should be about 15 to 20 minutes because you're not worrying about cracking it again. Record this one up, I'm gonna try. So you just kind of pull it out. And I like to pull it on the passenger side.
Okay guys, so for those of you who haven't figured it out yet, this is two videos of two dashes being stitched together. So here is how you remove the dash without dropping the column. You just do everything the same. You just gotta make sure you lift up the dash over the column. And oh yeah, if you haven't removed the light off the glove compartment box, do that because I forgot that one on this one. You just pull it up, pull it on over, and then it comes right out the passenger side.
Now they will charge you for everything. Best way to carry it, I like to grab from right there, from the AC ducts. Just stick my hand into there and hold the whole thing up. That's it. Now this might be the it's got potential dad in me, but I like to keep oldies just because I hate seeing uneven or unmatched bolts in places. So these are a great way to, if I ever need a bolt, I just come to my little bolt drawer or screw drawer and grab one of the OEM ones and pop it in. Saves you a lot of time.
Well guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. Here's a little cutscene ending scene bonus clip. If for those of you guys that have a broken airbag or need an airbag, you can use just the airbag plate and remove the actual airbag from it. You just take the little black tabs and bend them back with some pliers, and that way the airbag can just slide off of it and you can pop it back into your dashboard. So if you want to run your own, you can put that on. If you want to run your own airbag, you can put your airbag back on it, or if you can just run it without an airbag, depending on, because race car, but whatever. All right, have a good one. See ya.